Okay, so picture this. It's 1914 and the British are looking at this big juicy piece of land called Nigeria. But it wasn't called Nigeria then. It's just a bunch of protectorates, North, South and Lagos, all chilling and minding their business. But the British were like, let's just smooch them all together and call it a day. It was like a colonial shotgun wedding with no romance, no consent, and absolutely no counseling. And surprise, surprise, the marriage is still rocky today. Welcome to Nigeria Untold, because history isn't always sunshine and jollof. And today we're talking about the amalgamation of 1914. Now picture this. It's the early 1900s and Britain is running an empire so large that it's so difficult to look at even on map. Colonies everywhere, resources everywhere, and somewhere on Britain's list of things draining our money sits Northern Nigeria. Big land, huge population, extensive administration, but not a lot of profit. Meanwhile, down south, southern Nigeria is thriving. Ports are busy, trade is booming, palm oil is thriving, and custom duties are stacking up nicely. So Britain looks at this situation just like a broke landlord looks at a tenant and says, one of you is rich, one of you is struggling. Okay, you know what? You guys are now roommates. And just like that, the idea of amalgamation of Nigeria was formed. It wasn't from unity or from a shared identity. It was from colonial counting. Now we have the man of the hour, Lord Frederick Lugard. If Nigeria had a villain origin story, Frederick Lugard would be that uncle who shows up with a grand plan. He has governed both the North and the South at different times. So he was like, listen, why don't we merge these babies? One big happy family, and boom, problem solved. Now let's not forget his wife, Flora Shaw. She's a journalist in London, CPT. She looks at the map and she was like, Niger area, let's just call it Nigeria. And everyone was like, yeah, sure, why not? Girl literally named the whole country as if she was naming a pet cat. So what were the reasons? Oh, I'll tell you, money. The North was broke, like broke, the kind of broke where you can't afford to pay your bills, while the South was flowing in money. Palm oil everywhere, taxes, cocoa, and Britain thought, let the South money carry the North. Oh, and they also wanted administrative convenience. Instead of paying 3 governors, they'll just pay one big boss. It was way cheaper and way convenient. And of course, geopolitics. France and Germany were eyeing a part of Africa. So Britain, wanting to keep their hold on this juicy landmass, thought, why not unite it? It's easy to defend and easy to exploit. Talk about efficiency. The amalgamation happened on January 1st, 1914. There were no Covetti, there were no parties, just a bunch of British signing a bunch of paper. The Northern and Southern Protectorates were amalgamated, and boom, Nigeria was born. Except nobody asked the actual Nigerian. No vote, no town hall, not even, do you take this North to be your lawfully wedded South? Nope. Britain just forced it like an arranged marriage at gunpoint. And the South, they were furious, especially the educated elites in Lagos. They were like, hello, we didn't agree to this nonsense. But the North, they just shrugged. And they were like, as long as our area keep power, we are cool. And what was Britain's reaction? They just shrugged and sipped tea, thinking problem solved. Or that was what they thought. So what did this actually cause? Artificial union. Different culture, different religion, all slammed together in one country. That is the recipe for drama. Regional rivalry. Northerners get to keep their indirect rules, while Southerners felt sidelined. Lagos elites complained about being treated like second-class citizens. And there's also the seed of division. This was the start of Nigeria endless tug of war. North versus South, Christian versus Muslim, centralized versus decentralized. And guess what? This division didn't disappear. They only grew, from coup to civil war to ethnic clashes, all tracing back to 1914. The amalgamation of 1914 was sold as efficiency, but in reality, it was about exploitation. Britain wasn't trying to build Nigeria. They were trying to save costs and build profit. And the cost of it all is decades of mistrust, identity crisis, and instability. Nigeria got independence in 1960, but the wound of 1914 never healed. It reopens every election, every ethnic conflict, and every political drama. So yeah, Nigeria was basically born from a forced political marriage. No love story, no choice, just paperwork. And the couple is still arguing 100 years later. And that, my friend, is the history of the amalgamation of 1914. So what do you think? Should Nigeria have ever been merged, or would we have been better off as separate countries? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode of Nigeria Untold, because history isn't always sunshine and jollof. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe and join the community. Stay curious, stay aware. Until the next episode. See ya.